Hey YouTube land, it's Leslie from WeLoveJones.com, and I'm sitting in the parking lot of one of the stores. My camera ran out of battery, so I had to go to the store. I'm in a different town. I'm in the town where my son's speech therapy is being held, and that's why I'm in my car. So anyway, I thought I'd record my June favorites. June's almost over. Today's the 27th, I think, or the 28th, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different favorites that I'd like to go through, and I guess I'll start with the one favorite that I can't actually hold up and show you. Now that you know why I'm in my car, not in my house. We have tile in roughly, well, the entryway, the dining room, the kitchen, and the laundry room, which is almost like half our house. Yeah, pretty much only the living rooms and the bedrooms have carpet, and the bathrooms have one has tile, one has linoleum, and everywhere else has tile. Because it's summer and I live in the south, grass grows really fast, so my husband's mowing the yard all of the time, and because we have 2 raised beds, we go out a lot to water it or check up on it or harvest the jalapenos we're growing or harvest the strawberries we're growing, or just keep up with pests and weeding, maintenance on the raised beds. And we're going in and out of the house a lot more because it's sunny, which means that I have to make sure that we mop more often. And for a couple years now, I've had a Hoover Floormate, and I've just noticed we use it so much more in the summer than we do in the fall or winter. You would think it'd be the other way around, but no, it's in the summer. And there's also a lot more critters in the summer, it seemed like, because they're coming inside the house to get away from the heat, I think. We've seen crickets in the house. Anyway, so we keep up with the floors because the tile, also when we moved in 2 years ago, we put in that tile. And we chose white grout lines. It's like a light gray tile, and there's white grout lines. And so when we spill coffee, we immediately clean it up. If we spill anything that could stain, like spaghetti sauce or anything, we immediately clean it up. We spot clean. But you have to mop every week, or every other day. And we use our Hoover Floormate. It's great. It has special brushes for tile, and it has kept that white grout pristine. It comes with its own proprietary solution, and we've never used anything different. We keep using the Hoover brand, and you go through a bottle a year basically because you use such a small amount of that solution. At least I use a small amount because it lathers really, really well. If it lathers too much, and you don't want it to lather, so because it's so concentrated. And so Hoover Floormate, if you have never tried one, you need to try one because it's amazing. The next thing is this little prayer lamb. I happen to be Catholic, and I don't think this is Catholic specific. Well, it might be. It's this little prayer lamb, and it comes in both English and Spanish. So on this side, if you press the little foot, the lamb says 3 prayers: the Our Father, the Hail Mary. Yeah, it's Catholic specific. The Hail Mary and the Glory Be. In English, and if you press her her other hand, it says the same 3 prayers in Spanish. And my son and I, we kind of snoodle up when we read a book at night, and we grab the lamb, this little prayer lamb, and it has become part of our nighttime routine. And so I love this thing because my son he's starting to say amen a lot more, and just starting to really get into prayer in a new way that he had never gotten into before. And so I appreciate things like this more and more this month, that are excellent tools to get my son to have prayer as part of his daily life. So I think I got this from Amazon. If I find it on Amazon, I'll link it below. I might have gotten it from the Catholic company. I'm not sure. It's been in our family for a while now. Then my next favorite, I have to switch hands here, is my Apple Watch. This is the Series 2 watch, and I mean, it does so much. This video could just be on what all it does, but it does, it does sync up to my phone, and it alerts me when I get a new Facebook or a new Instagram post or whatever. And I like that, of course, but I like the fitness tracker portion of it. Specifically, it has a built-in, with the iPhone app, it lets me keep track of menstruation and my period. So it'll remind me when it thinks I'm going to, it'll notify me when it thinks that I need to be mindful that I might start my period. It'll also, because of all the biometrics. Now, I don't know what all is back here, but if you see in the back of the watch, there's a lot of different little things. It's very water resistant. I've worn it when I wash dishes or when I bathe the kids, and it's I know it's water resistant, so I don't have to worry about it. And one of the things it does is that because of the biometrics in the back of the sensors on the back of the thing, it somehow detects when I'm stressed out. And there's been a couple times since and we got this last month for Mother's Day. Somehow it knows when I'm stressed out, and it'll notify me that my heart rate is elevated or something, and then it'll say take a breath, and it's perfect. It's like I'm starting to kind of raise my voice at my son about something, and it just like the biometrics kick in, and it reminds me to take a breath. Literally, this watch is helping me be a better mother. It is amazing. I don't know. I know I messed with the settings so that I gave it permission to do that to alert me. So, and I'm still learning what all it does, but I just love this watch. It is so well thought out, and I appreciate, just real quick on the fitness stuff, it can track your sleep, although it doesn't do that as well as, say, a Fitbit, but it tracks how active you are, how many minutes you exercised, and how many times a day you stood up, and you can set those goals. And that's what those are. The red is your overall activity levels, and I think that's where it tracks your steps for the day. The green is your exercise for the day. You see I have not worked out today. And the blue line is how many times you have stood up. And I like that because I could see this being helpful for my husband who has a desk job, or the times I've had desk jobs, so that it reminds you, if you have a goal that every so often you want to make sure you stand up and stretch your legs or go for a short walk in your office, this watch will harass you to do so. And yeah, sometimes when I'm playing with my children, I've been sitting down playing with them, and it'll ping to let me know, hey, if you don't stand up now, you won't meet your goal. And I forget what goals I set, but yeah, I really love this watch. I love that it's helping me be a better parent. I love that it's helping me be more health conscious. So yeah, I love this watch. My next favorite is, okay, so it's gonna be a very Mexican thing, but I grew up in Los Angeles, and summertime meant that very, very, very humble immigrants go around the neighborhoods selling, like either slushies, or sometimes they would go around selling fresh fruit, or grilled corn, and like in carts, like not shopping carts, sometimes shopping carts, but and they just walk the neighborhoods and ring a little bell, and you knew if you heard that little bell, there's somebody selling treats, walking around the neighborhoods selling treats. And my mother in the summers, I was a latchkey child, my parents always worked, but my mother would always make sure I had money in case one of those people walked around the neighborhood to sell stuff. And I lived in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, so we just trusted the people selling. And anyway, Mexicans, we put chili powder on everything. We like food to be spicy. One of my favorite snacks is to take in the summer is to take a cucumber and some limes, and you just slice up some cucumber, you squeeze a lime over it, and you put like a chili powder salt mixture. And my favorite this month is this healthy version of that chili powder salt mixture. Now, what I grew up with buying from the neighborhood person that would walk around selling cut up fruit with the chili powder or and lime, or corn with chili powder and lime and mayo and cheese. Was this brand called Pico de Gallo. Locally here, I can get a brand called Tajin, and it's okay. I'm trying not to eat so much sodium. I don't have a blood pressure issue, but as Americans, we eat too much salt. So when I found this healthier version, it's a McCormick Gourmet, and it's a citrus chili, garlic, and chia seasoning. Now, Mexicans, we will put this on cucumbers, mangoes, watermelon, and oranges. Sometimes pineapple. I'm sure there's other things. Jicama, we love to put this on jicama. Though jicama is not as culturally dominant in the areas my parents were from. And yeah, it's actually very good. It's definitely not as salty as the brands that I grew up with or the brand that I can get here locally. But this McCormick brand that I got at Kroger is not bad. I like that it's not as salty. It could be spicier, so I might like pour this out and add some cayenne and pour it back in and mix it and pour it back in. And the chia seeds are small enough. It's just the right amount of chia seeds where it doesn't change the flavor or affect the texture too much. So if you happen to be Hispanic or you're just curious to try a healthier alternative to eat your oranges with, or your cucumbers or your mangoes or jicama, give this a try because it's much healthier, a lot less sugar, a lot less salt. So it's got some suggestions in the back for how you could use it, but the garlic is real mild, so that's not going to affect it too much. So yeah, huge favorite, because this fruit with chili powder and salt and lime, squeezed over it, poured over the top, to me just says summer. I look forward to that every summer. Next thing, I usually do a recommendation for something to watch on TV, and this month's recommendation is going to be a show on CBS called Life in Pieces. It's a comedy. It's a 30-minute comedy, and it is so good. It's so good. It's about a family, and there's like a 4 families that usually each family gets like a brief story that they cover each episode. And I wish I knew the names of the actors, but there's the older couple that's the parents of the 2 sons and a daughter who are the other family, who have their own families, their grown children. And so you have the grandparents, and then 2 boys, one who's just gotten engaged, one who's been married and just had their first child, and then the daughter is married and has 3 kids, a boy and 2 girls. And every episode they go through one story with the grandparents, one story with one, and then each of the kids have their own little piece of the episode. And at the end you see how all those stories kind of tie together, depending on whose story goes last, or each of the stories will somehow affect each other, usually. So yeah, it's a very intelligently written comedy. Tom Hanks's son is in the show, and I'm trying to think if there's another well-known name. I don't think anybody else in the show is super well-known, a name you would recognize. Colin Hanks looks like Tom Hanks. He looks like he definitely looks like his son. You will recognize him. So yeah, if you're looking for a comedy, I'm recommending Life in Pieces because it's one of the shows that my husband and I can watch together, and we both equally enjoy. And 30-minute comedies are an easy commitment, on a weeknight. So the last thing is, let me reach for it. The last thing is this book called How to Talk to Little Kids, So Little Kids Will Listen, a survival guide for Life with Children ages 2 to 7 by Johanna, Faber, and Julie King. Here is the book, and I could check this out at the library at the beginning of June, and it's due soon, and I'm almost done with it. Kind of rereading a few of the chapters in the beginning. The book is great, very practical, easy to understand. I really just picked it out because I've needed some encouragement. My son has had a few incidences this last month and this month where he shoved somebody at the library, or he was a little snotty in the car. It's so mild compared to behavioral problems that he could have, but I've needed some encouragement because I've had days where I'm just like, am I doing something wrong? So yeah, that's why I picked it out, and I definitely got a lot of encouragement, a lot of good tips of things to help motivate me, especially as I struggle with his potty training. So yeah, I recommend the book. I can give you a quick synopsis of kind of what it's like. The first part of the book is the Essentials Toolbox. So the chapter titles are things like tools for handling emotions, tools for engaging cooperation, tools for resolving conflict, tools for praise and appreciation. And that was my favorite chapter, tools for praise and appreciation, because I think sometimes you spend so much time of your day putting out fires with your toddler that you forget to kind of give them credit for when they do things right. And that was a good reminder to have this time. That's one of the chapters I'm rereading. And then part 1 of the book ends with chapter 5, tools for kids who are differently wired, and chapter 5 1/4, the basics. You can't talk your way out of these. And then part 2 of the book is tools in action. And this is the nitty gritty, chapter 1 and part 2 is food fights. Chapter 2 is morning madness. Then it's sibling rivalry, shopping with children, handling kids who are lying. I had to I reread that one early in the month because my son has started to lie, bold out lie about things, minor things, usually things he doesn't want to do, or he'll lie about hitting his sister. It's like, well, I saw you on the baby cam, I saw you hit her, and he'll bold out lie because he's feeling confronted. So anyway, tattling, cleanup time, dealing with shy kids, hitting, pinching, poking, punching, and pushing. Yeah, I read that chapter very carefully. And I love that she ends with when parents get angry, how to handle that. And yeah, so, I don't know if you have seen any of my other videos. I have a degree in psychology. I did not specifically specialize in childhood development. So there's that, but I definitely recognize where they're getting some of their techniques. And I appreciate kind of how they took psychological research and knowledge and studies and wrote a book that is a really easy read. It's not technical at all, and this book is very practical. Things are boiled down in a very simple way, in a way that I'm actually thinking I might even want to buy this book and actually own it. So highly recommend this book. And again, it's How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen, a survival guide to life with children ages 2 to 7, by Johanna, Faber, and Julie King. And that's it. That is my June favorites. I hope you found these helpful, and I hope it gives you ideas if you're in the market for any items like this, or if you're watching this video because you're looking for gift giving ideas. I know sometimes when I look at other people's monthly favorites, it's because, I've got someone in mind and I want to buy a present for that person. Maybe I'll look for gift ideas on June favorites, so on people's monthly favorites videos. So again, I'm Leslie from WeLoveJones.com. I would love it if you liked my Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me on any of those. There are links on WeLoveJones.com right on the homepage. On the homepage at WeLoveJones.com, I have also linked, I have a page where it's just recipes I like and websites we like, so check those out if you're looking for inspiration for dinner tonight. Again, this is Leslie from We Love Jones. Thank you for stopping by, and please remember to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and like this video if you want more content like this. Take care, everybody. Bye.